Clash of Clans and many other mobile gaming titles could be banned in India any minute. What is up, my friends? My name is Echo and welcome back to my channel where I cover Clash of Clans literally every single day. But today, in addition to my video that we posted earlier, I have some news for you that just came into my feed that I really thought was important to discuss with all of you because you are Clash of Clans. You are a Clash of Clans community. This topic is going to affect so many people, gamers, content creators, esports, and game development companies. So I feel it's a really important topic to cover right now. And yes, you saw the title of the video. Any minute, it could happen right now. It could possibly never happen, but any minute, India could ban Clash of Clans and many other mobile games. Games that I'm talking about that are really sticking in my mind are Clash of Clans, Clash Royale, Brawl Stars, PUBG Mobile, Eve Echoes, Path of Exile, Marvel Super War. These games are all at risk, plus about 300 other games. Now, I have some stats here and I have some quotes that I want to read to you guys, and I'll try my best to pop things up on the screen that are relevant. But basically what's going on here is India believes that China is siphoning data through these games that we're playing. And again, I'm talking about many Tencent games and NetEase games, and there's a few more that we're going to get to in a minute. And basically what they mean by that is stealing and transmitting user data, getting information about us as people, our location, our statistics, and utilizing that in some way. They feel that they're snooping. And actually the exact words, the Indian government's official reasoning behind these app bans is that data snooping and other privacy concerns, they've been abundantly raised. So they're really concerned right now. And it's worth saying here that I don't believe that these companies are taking our data and using it in negative ways, but they are utilizing our data. They utilize our location to figure out where our accounts are from, and a bunch of other data that we just are volunteering as we start to play these games. And it doesn't just happen in gaming. It happens in other apps as well. It happens on our computers when we're using social networks. It happens everywhere. Remember TikTok getting banned? Well, this is exactly the same thing. Before we go any further though, guys, make sure you sub the channel and ring the bell. Here you go. There's a prompt for you, because we have Clash videos every single day. But remember, this is going to affect content creators, and we're going to get into that in a moment. So we've mentioned now that 57 have already been banned, 57 applications, the main one being TikTok. That was kind of a big deal when TikTok got the ban. But we have companies like Mitu, LBE Tech, Perfect Corp, Sinha Corp, NetEase Games, Yozo Global, Tencent. These are companies that are creating games that are at risk. Now, a lot of you may be saying, okay, they banned the game, but we could use a VPN, which is a way that you can download a program that allows you to play games out of your location. A lot of people do this when they're trying to play games that are exclusive in other regions of the world. But if these games are banned in the country, use of a VPN will be nearly impossible. You will need to be kind of a genius to be able to find your way into these games utilizing a VPN. So, you know, a lot of people, especially the younger generations, they pop on VPNs all the time and they're able to play things that they shouldn't. But if this goes down, if this decision is made, that will not be able to happen. Now, we're hanging out in the Scrappy Wizards today. Matt is doing this attack. Just some Clash of Clans gameplay in the background while we have this discussion. And there's a couple of laws that I want to verbatim read to you. I'll be popping them up on the screen as well, because these laws are already in place. They don't have to vote on laws. They don't have to ask for permission for laws. They just have to say, we are locking down and we are going to implement this now. We are going to make this happen. And that's why I say this can happen any minute. Over in India, they could be doing this right now, deciding that these games are no longer going to be available in that country. All that needs, they just have to flick the switch, guys, and it can be gone. It can happen any minute. Now, I want you guys to sound off down below. How does this affect you? I know I have a large Indian audience on my YouTube channel for Clash of Clans, so I know that it's going to directly impact me. I know that it's going to directly impact people over in India, so let me know how it will impact you in whatever way. As a gamer, as a content creator, as someone that maybe even doesn't play these games, will it not impact you at all? you got to sound off down below. But let's read these laws so we can better understand. And again, these laws are already in place. All right, so the first law is Section 66E of the IT Act, prescribes punishment for violation of privacy and provides that any person who intentionally or knowingly captures, publishes, or transmits the image of a private area of any person without his or her consent under circumstances violating the privacy of that person. So we're not, I mean, I guess in putting our information into the game, that is not considered enough consent to utilize that information and share it forward. So that is one law already in place. Now there's another law I'm gonna read to you right now. It's Section 66F of the IT Act. Whoever with intent to threaten the unity, integrity, security, or sovereignty of India or to strike terror in the people of any section of the people is guilty of cyber terrorism. Now this goes on, as you guys could read it yourself, but they are actually saying that this is a form of cyber terrorism, that it's very dangerous and that someone could really take advantage of this data and use it in a very negative way, as much as a form of terrorism, which is a very strong word to be putting into this law, but they feel that this is that serious to the point where they're going to completely shut down, or they may completely shut down over 300 applications that people in India and around the world utilize every single day. But it doesn't only impact you if you're a gamer. There's many other ways that this can be a problem for you. So let's start out by talking about the obvious, how this affects the gamer. And obviously, if you're living in India, if you are from India, there are going to be a bunch of games, including Clash of Clans, Clash Royale, Brawl Stars, PUBG Mobile, just to name a few of the massive ones that you are no longer going to be able to play, and that is potential. These laws are made, but they haven't put the hammer down yet. They haven't said no more, this is done. That is still in the decision making, so it's up to us to really try and figure out, is this going to happen or not? Or we could sit back and wait and just see. But if you're a gamer, well, it's pretty simple. You won't be able to play these games. You won't be able to use a VPN. It just won't be able to happen. But this affects many more people. Let's talk about the development companies. A massive amount of gamers, a massive amount of support to these mobile games come from India. PUBG Mobile, Clash of Clans, massive Indian audience. They frequent these games. They are one of the largest bases of audience for these games, and if they're just being taken away, this is going to directly impact the development companies monetarily. They're going to be losing out on a ton of revenue because they're losing such a massive chunk of their audience and of their player base, and well, that's not good for any game, for anyone, because they're going to just lose that much revenue, which is going to surely impact development moving forward. Now, you guys know I'm heavily involved in esports. I've done casting with Clash of Clans, and I currently class with the ESL for the ESL Mobile Open with Clash of Clans. And what happens to the Indian teams that are suddenly no longer allowed to participate in the events? What happens to Indian players who may be part of these teams, already contracted with pro teams, and then suddenly they can't play the game anymore? They're in the middle of events, they're in the running for winning events, and then they no longer can play. They are going to have to be subbed out. It's going to directly impact esports in a negative way, taking away, again, a massive player base of talented players that can no longer compete because they can't play the game. And now let's bring it back to what relates most directly to me and a bunch of my friends from this content creation world, and that's content creators. We make videos on these games. A large number of our audience, which varies from 15% to 40% of our audience as American content creators from America, from the United States, have that large of an audience from India. If India can no longer participate in these games, chances are they won't be consuming content that focuses on these games, which means for me, let's assume I have a 20% audience that's from India. If they can't play Clash of Clans anymore, I'm going to lose 20% of my audience on my channel, most likely, because why would they watch videos in a game that they can't play, which is going to directly impact me, the health of my channel, the revenue from my channel, and for me, this is my full-time job, so this directly hits home as well. But now let's talk about some of the content creators over in India. We're talking about Clashing Ada, Summit 007. These guys, their livelihood is for their YouTube channel focused on Clash of Clans. if they're no longer able to play the game, instantly their YouTube channels will no longer cover Clash of Clans, and they will have to either quit or they will have to talk about other games and get into other games that are not affected by these bans, which, as we know, can be devastating to a channel. Now, for them, their entire country, which is a large percentage of their support group, they also won't be able to play those games. So someone like Summit 007 or Clashing a Die, they may be able to take their massive audience, introduce them to a new game that they're able to play that's available in the country, and actually help out some other gaming companies in bringing that massive audience to some new game. So guys, this is a massive strike to mobile gaming, to gamers, developers, esports, and content creators. It's going to be a negative impact on many. I mean, we have millions of players who play Clash of Clans, Clash Royale, Brawl Stars, PUBG Mobile, and they are all possibly going to be forced to find other games to play, other games to participate in, because those games could possibly be banned in the country. Crazy times ahead. Throughout this video, I've been posting images that are relevant to the topic. I've also linked the discussion down in the description of this video if you want to read the articles and further educate yourself there. You can also come through and sound off in my Discord server if you want to talk about it a little bit more. But for today, that's the topic. Sound off down below. I want to know your thoughts, guys. Have a great day and be good.